Hi, Christy.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Christy.
Hey, guys. Yeah, I jumped in a little bit late to the conversation you guys were already having, so I'd love to hear more about, Lisa, what you're doing and what you're up to.
So and this is Stacy Musser, who runs our warehouse. I am the executive director of a nonprofit called the International Book Project, and we ship books.
Which explains your background.
World.
Yes, I was like, they look like they're a bookstore. I love it.
It looks like a library to me.
We have a little bookstore that people in the community can come and shop at, but most of what we do is going on way back there, and we ship books to 168 different countries. We've shipped over 7 million books, and all of our shipments are curated to whatever the partner overseas actually needs. So we don't just throw books in a container and randomly ship them. So we had this idea, we have a donor who's very interested in Eastern Europe, and so we had this idea of getting books to Poland for all of the schools there that are being overrun. Overrun's the wrong word, but greatly expanded by the presence of Ukrainian students. And so my Polish friend here put me in touch with a foundation over there, a literacy foundation, who said that they could have the books consigned to them and that they would be responsible for distributing them to all of the schools. And another thing they do, which is amazing, is the Ukrainian publishing industry has given to the Polish publishing industry all the rights to print books in Ukrainian for those students. So while we're shipping books in English, because that's mostly what the second language people are learning in Poland and Ukraine, we're also trying to raise money to give them to print books in Ukrainian for all of those students.
Wow.
So
awesome.
That's
and Lisa, where are you guys located?
We're in Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay.
Okay. I've been there.
You have?
I have. It's near Versailles, right?
It is near Versailles.
Yes.
You pronounced it correctly. It's not Versailles.
So I used to work for an industrial supply company, and that Versailles has the largest printer in the US that could print like the largest amount of binding. And so they used to print the Harry Potter books in Versailles, and that was like a big secret. But this company, they used to print their catalogs there. It's like this, it was like this thick, but we had to monitor it 24/7 because these catalogs, people would go on the internet and sell them for like a couple $100s, and it's like an industrial supply catalog. It's random. So when I was like early 20s, recent college grad, I got to go to Versailles, Kentucky, and like wander around the printing warehouse in the middle of the night. So it was pretty cool. But I would always, my default is to say Versailles, but yes, they corrected me.
We're a good location. We're kind of centrally located. For everyone else, we're like an hour south of Cincinnati. So it's not too far from everything.
It's a beautiful area. Well, yeah, so I will, we will definitely circle back after the call for sure, because I know that you and Enrique touched base on Friday. And that way I can kind of get more of the context without kind of telescoping into just that specifically on our call for sure.
Okay.
And we have a large group today, so welcome everyone. Mark, nice to see you. Your container is getting picked up and loaded right now in Cleveland. So we have Mark Bashevsky on here, and he is one of the containers that we're working with for the month of April. We have a ton of people from our team here. Oksana, so nice to see you. Yeah.
Yes, actually see you today.
I know. Oksana, did you have a baby? She did. You're on mute. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, I did.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank
You're
you.
texting me and messaging me, and then Enrique's like, Oksana just had a baby yesterday. This was like last week. And I'm like, I don't think so. She was just texting me. And he's like, no, she did.
Wow.
You're a busy woman. I had no idea. I thought Enrique was wrong.
I had no chance to stop working, so I had to do everything from the hospital.
So is it a girl? Because I thought I see pink behind you, but I can't tell.
Yes, it's a girl. It's another girl.
Another girl. Okay. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
You look very well rested for having a newborn. Just saying.
Thank you. Did my best to sleep.
Oksana, how are things going in your world? What's happening with you? outside of
Uh,
having a baby, which of course is
yeah,
big
yeah.
news, but
Well,
I know you're, trying to
I'm
also
not the-
get adjusted in
well,
Poland and everything
So
else.
I heard that you need a company in Poland, and I already found it, and I'm gonna send you the contacts, and I'm getting another manager just so you have a direct contact. You shall have it today. It's the biggest. Uh, okay, it's the biggest logistic company that was importing things in Odessa, and now they moved to Poland, and they're doing this, everything from Poland, and they have another hub in Romania. It's called Help Ukraine Center. It's a very big one. So and I asked them if they can import. They said, yeah, we can import from US. We can do everything, all the papers and co-signee, everything you need.
Okay.
I heard your last video. Everything you've spoken about. So that's exactly what I was asking them. They said, yes, we will do that.
Okay,
So
great. No, that'll be wonderful.
They're the biggest. They are Ukrainian that are right now in Poland, and they are importing all this humanitarian help from all over the world, starting from the first war. So they're really good at this, and they were going to help us with everything we need. The other thing I just wanted to ask you if there is a possibility to get medication as well, like maybe you have, because I heard Jeff talking last time, and but I heard that they already supplying to Ukraine. That's something that anyways, because medication is crucial, especially in south and east. Well, actually, it's south and east which suffers the most right now. That's Zaporizhia and Kharkiv.
Okay.
So people from Mariupol, from the aligned villages from Kherson are being taken to Zaporizhia. It's the closest city which is not occupied yet. Same in Kharkiv. People either being treated in Kharkiv from the surrounding villages that are occupied, or being taken to farther in the country. But it's getting hot there, like plus 20, plus 25.
Yeah.
No, Mariupol has nothing, no water, nothing. So that cholera, dysentery, everything is just the needs of medication are changing right now with the coming of summer. So they really need it badly. They're calling me, asking like, so is there any aid coming? And I feel so bad, like, guys, it's coming, but it will take time, and we still need to search and stuff like that.
We can put the feelers out for medicines, Oksana. So far, we've been most of the aid that has been that we've been notified of in terms of donor has been medical supplies, not specifically medicine. We can put the feelers out for that, and then kind of see where we get with that, and also how that works with kind of the importation of that, because some of that is kind of considered like a controlled substance in some ways, and so we want to make sure
that's exactly what I wanted to ask you, because I have another company in Maryland that I wanted to ask them if they could donate medicines, but I need to know what we need to export them from US and import them in Poland.
Okay.
So basically I need your assistance on
okay,
that.
yeah, if you can let us know what they have, because if it's like ibuprofen or acetaminophen, that's different than like Percocet or something.
Yes,
you know what I mean? There's like different levels of controlled substance, and I don't really know if like ibuprofen, like fever controllers or inflammation medicines. I'll be honest, that's like, I don't know that off the top of my head, if what those are in terms of exportation requirements versus something.
Let's go from another side then. Let's go from what they need here in Ukraine, and then we check. You had a call, you had a lady from Ukraine on the call last time. She from Odessa, from
Anna?
hospital.
Anna. No, it starts with an A.
Yes,
Anastasia.
Anastasia.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
So she is working. I can ask her. I can connect you guys. She's working with us for a lot of to be the consignee. She's working with us to help finalize the consignee for those pallets from Performance Health with Dan from the WCA. So I just messaged with her about an hour ago. And so I can connect you guys.
Yes, because she has more detailed information on hospitals, like what they need. Well, in Odessa, they need different. They're curing somebody who is coming already for a longer treatment. Okay.
Right.
In Mariupol or in Zaporizhia, they're treating those who were basically just wounded, just injured. So it's different need, but
Okay.
still she can pull them. She
Okay.
has contacts, so she can pull it faster for us as soon as we have the list, because I don't have it either. I'm gonna look for some, but I
Okay.
need more detailed, like what they need right now, what they're gonna need in them. It's not gonna be changed in 1 month because it's just gonna be getting hotter. So in 1 month it's still gonna be same need in medication, but we need medication badly. Like I think more than food, like
Okay.
water and medication. That's they are like really what they are asking for.
And
The-
there's another woman, Svetlana, and I will kind of send you her LinkedIn info. Christy, I don't know how Christy came across her on LinkedIn and sent me her
She's
info.
in the Procure for Peace group.
That's right. And so she is able to go onto some website in Ukraine and see specifically what hospitals need. And I don't know if it's just medicines or if it's medical like supplies. And then
it's both.
she's focusing on sourcing just that material, but she has a pretty active like LinkedIn profile and it's public. And she works with this organization also, Procure for Peace, that we had some representatives from a couple weeks ago. So I will send you her info because
Let's do that. If there is some kind of website in Ukraine, maybe because they are preparing so many resources that you just can't keep up, and that's very good. If they created one that hospitals have, like per hospital in those areas, that's perfect.
And I don't know how, but I don't know if it has the medicinal needs or just that we need sonogram machines or patient monitors or things like that. So I'll kind of send you her info so you can maybe derive some of it from her LinkedIn profile, but also from there, she was very accessible. I did a FaceTime call with her last week when I was in Atlanta, and she has a very specific scope. So I said, look, we have a bunch of medical supplies, but they're in mixed form, like the ones that Katie had sent us the info for. And I said, look, we can help you bring this over, but I don't know if this fits the specific need that the bucket kind of that she was in, which was very specific. Whereas some of the other like refugee resettlement camps or clinics that are based outside Ukraine, they might be more interested in some of the, let's say the product that Katie and Matter had offered, which was a bunch of pallets that had mixed medical supplies that weren't specific, like this one thing or that one thing.
No, so. Well, I went through the list for the medical supply. No, it's good. It needs to be there as well because you know you can't make an injection without the injector or how you call it in English. So they're all needed as well. They come along. They just can't. You know, they're vital to be together. But medication is super vital now. So if you have some companies to contact, like somebody, keep it in mind because it's number one. Number two is the ammunition. The bulletproofs. What we've spoken with Enrique, and more of technical things, which are. I have the list, but I don't remember all this in English. Those lasers and people asking for used minivans or something, but not minivans, but pickups. Like really used old ones. But I know it's harder to get from US, better to get from Europe, because they said a lot of vehicles are just being shot. And every other month they need another vehicle, so it has to be all super used because it's going to be at the end it's going to be still shot or lost or taken by the troops of Russians. So they said nothing fancy, nothing really good, as long as the motor is working, at least 2-3 if they can have. That's for Zaporizhia, that's for running into the hot of Mariupol area. So they really need that. Well, I have this list being updated every week because people are sending, and the need is changing. Something that they needed in beginning of March, they say we don't need it anymore.
Right.
Like we need this. So maybe you tell me where is the best to how it is the best to update.
You can share with me on email or on WhatsApp, whatever is easiest for you. I know WhatsApp is more real time. So however you want to share it, I mean, whatever methods.
And then you can distribute it somehow, right?
Yeah, we can post it on when we do our LinkedIn updates about this call and it has like the registration for next call, you know, we can talk about these are some of the things that we are looking for, because we do have in the warehouse in Atlanta that we are working with for this company called Books for Africa, that is one of our customers. We have
Yes.
a powder tourniquets from Performance Health, and they're going to put in some children's books too. But we're kind of trying to figure out, should we just ship all that in a smaller container and get that going, or do we have other kind
Faster.
of pending donations like food or other things that we want to combine with that
And
then
wait.
move that over, just because of the transit time. You know, this stuff, it does take a while, but some of those things are, books are always in need, tourniquets are in high demand, I know that. And so that stuff's a little bit separate from the other aid that we have donated or people have committed to donating. And, you know, the US is a ginormous country compared to, like, let's say just continental Eastern Europe or Western Europe. So we want to try and we want to maximize kind of the way to get something there most efficiently. But we do understand with the transit time, we don't want to wait too long. So that's why
Yes.
with the Matter products, because Kay's on the phone, Kay sees how challenging it is sometimes with the US export market right now, because we are so focused on, as a country, we're so focused on imports. Securing export bookings just takes a while sometimes, because the steamship lines they're prioritizing their assets to go back and forth from Asia, right? And so we have Kay on the call and Katie at Matter. Both of them have been super patient because they both are exporting each a container, but the timeline for the ETD keeps changing and keeps changing. So they're prepared, they're waiting. The trucker we have is waiting, but the steamship line just keeps adjusting their booking. And I think Moni had seen this with the syrup container. It was picked up a while ago, but the export market is tough.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
So it finally departed yesterday. It's supposed to arrive into Hamburg in 15 days. And then it's 2 more days in the rail ramp over to Budapest. But yeah, it's exactly like you're describing it. The steamship line just kept like delaying and rolling the booking. So
But
finally,
it's still pretty good. 15 days is very good.
Yeah, but I think what we picked, but Moni picked it up, 2 weeks ago? Maybe it's been sitting at the port in the US for a while. And it was from the East Coast, which is good. I mean, keep in mind, the West Coast of the US is over 3,000 miles from the East Coast. So if it goes out of the West Coast, then it has to go through the Panama Canal, and it takes a while. And so the ideal scenario is exporting from a port closest to the East Coast as possible. But with, let's say, Matter material, the Performance Health stuff, that's more in the central US. So that's going to go up through Canada and then east. And so just adds a couple of days, which isn't a big deal, but it's more
also I wanted to ask you, like, if we find somebody, some more donors for medication, what do we say? Where is their point where they are to drop it for you to pick it up and send with containers? Like, where is the consolidation point?
Well, right now we have one in Atlanta, and I can send you the address and everything separately. But if it's medicines, let me just make sure. I know what it is, so they don't drop it like.
No.
And then that way I have all the right paperwork and everything.
Of course, that's something that we also need to know from you first.
Yeah.
And then we see what we can pick, what we can ask for. So Atlanta, nothing in the East Coast?
Atlanta is pretty close to Atlanta is only like 2 hours from the coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought that because they're in Maryland, but nothing in the Northeast.
Not yet, no, because what we found was if we created too many collection points, then we would have material still far away from one another. So if we created one collection point, then the ability to have like a rapid response time to, as soon as we have enough for a container, ship it out, rather than having an additional logistics piece for it.
And another question is how much is, well, you told me how much is per container it costs.
Yeah.
And we also, when we're going to talk to donors, we will, see if we can find more donors,
Yeah.
sponsor containers and stuff. And how much is Avia? And if you do Avia, because there are some companies here in Ukraine that are working, for example, like IT companies, and they don't mind to sponsor, but they say like, can we have it Avia? I said it's like more expensive and everything, but they say the war is now. People are
Yeah.
dying now. So like it may be worth to pay more, and it is just a matter of finding more sponsors. So if you
Right.
could give me the quote for Avia as well, and
Okay.
then we just see, what we can ship, like something more that can, wait, like food, it definitely can come in container. But if
Right.
we get medication, maybe you can send an Avia for us. But just tell
Yeah.
us the price. Doesn't matter if it's more, of course it's more expensive.
Yeah.
Just we need to know it, and just offer to sponsors, like, if you can contribute to the faster way, but it's going to
Mhm.
cost this and this much. And there are still people and companies who are willing to. So let's try to push everyone.
What I can do is, so with air, it's either by weight or dimensional weight. So it's basically, if you take a pallet of balloons, it would cost the same amount as like almost a pallet. It doesn't mean a pallet of balloons, like that's 5 pounds or something. It doesn't mean it would be way less expensive than a pallet of bricks, because it's with the steamship, or the airline will charge you how much space it takes up on the airplane. So it's either they'll charge
Mhm.
you by space or by weight, whichever they kind of get the most money from. And so
Mhm.
I can get a quote from like Atlanta to Krakow or something as an example of what it would be per kilogram. But keep in mind the context of if you're shipping a lot of light material, but it's very like in
Bulky.
large boxes, it
Mhm.
would be by the dimensions that they would charge you, not by the pure kilograms. And I can send you a conversion for that, but I think
Yeah.
sometimes that's misleading, because it's like when you check a bag on the airline, you pay for the bag, even if there's nothing in it, you still pay for
Dimensions.
it. So you're paying for that pallet position, and whatever the airline gets more of, if it's 1,000-pound pallet or a 20-pound pallet, but they take up the same amount of space, they're going to charge you
Okay.
relative.
Okay.
And I haven't done any air quotes recently. I will get an updated one for you. The airlines normally update them every, what, Monty, like 5 to 7 days normally.
Yeah, they are much less about like the time frame where they're valid.
Mhm.
It's much less than the ocean freight. So normally they will update it every 5 to 7 days, but for some lanes, they are changing them every 3 days. So they just include like in the small letters, like rates are subject to change without further, without previous notice when you like load it into the plane.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that we cannot control on the air freight rates, but yes, we can get them for
Yeah,
you.
we'll get you an estimate as a comparison, so you just
But
have
like
a good benchmark.
how much does it change? Like, for example, we have just at least the approximate number, and then if it changes, okay. But then what is the like how much it can change, what fluctuate?
Not a ton, but it matters. Like if you're shipping, let's say something is $10 a kilogram, right? And you're shipping 1,000 kilograms. Well, if it changes to $10.50 or $11, that change itself isn't huge, but the magnitude of it, because you're shipping 1,000 pounds, is different. So that's why air is it's not more complicated. It's just harder. So the number that
it's
I
less
give
than
you,
1%. It's okay. It's
yeah,
still, it's survivable.
yeah,
And
it's more that the number I give you is only relevant with all the variables, like of what you're shipping and where it is, things like that.
And then if for example, then can we count on you then if we find some donors and they send it to you, like, so you can take care of this sending and everything?
No, we can help with that for sure. And mainly the thing is, I'm not familiar with, like, for example, air freighting medicines or things like that, because there's probably like a paper that goes with it, but we'll figure all that out. Just kind of keep us informed on that process.
Yes. Okay. So we will check. We'll first get the updated list, what they need right now. We will check what they have in US, and just in parallel. So that list will give you, and are you to check with the exporting agencies or whatever, how is it supposed to be? So you get the list of medicines that you, for example, we are looking for, and then you probably need to check somewhere what can be exported, what not, and what needs to be, what do they need for that, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yeah. So again, we can touch base, kind of WhatsApp or email, whatever, and then if you have lists or requests or requirements, then, we can put that out with our network and help get the answers for that and get that moving.
Okay, because now, like in the world, everything you ship for Ukraine is like a little bit more lax. And this center, Help Ukraine Center, they are the port of Ukraine, kind of like that. You understand? Even it's based in Poland, but I'm not sure. But I think that they are acting in Poland somehow as a hub for Ukraine. So maybe that will help to simplify all the documentation and everything that you're going to be sending.
Right, for sure. But yeah, so we can definitely talk, after the call, take a nap, feed the baby. We can touch base again later for sure.
Yeah.
You have a lot going on.
Let me get the list first. I will send you the
Okay.
contact details for this, and then let me get the list, and then I'll get back to you.
Great. Yes. Thank you.
Also,
Because
really
I'm
quick,
taking too much time.
have
Yeah,
you guys,
sure.
just so you know, maybe you've already heard of this organization, but there's a company called MAP International.
Exactly. That's the one that I was talking about. I
Yeah.
heard them last year, last call here.
Yeah. And I think I have a contact for them. If you need it, just reach out to me.
Well, Jeff was here on the call last time.
Yeah, he
But they
couldn't
said that they
join
already-
today. Yeah.
They said that they're already sending something to Ukraine,
Yeah.
that they're already doing it. It's just they were happy to do it with you because you are, helping with the freight and everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And Jeff couldn't join. Nobody from MAP could join today. But we're in touch with them. Christy and I went to their conference a couple months ago. So we got to meet some of their suppliers and partners and stuff. But Katie, that's a great idea. And that's all, you weren't here last week, so you didn't know that, but this is exactly what this call is for, to be like,
Yes.
oh, I've heard of
yes.
this company. Why don't you reach them? So it's
Yeah,
great.
Katie, you have more in this area, like of medical medicine, whatever. So maybe you find out more companies, just let us know.
Yeah.
Really
Yes,
need
if
that.
I come across any more, I will definitely let you guys know.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we'll touch base with Matt for sure. Hey, Enrique, thanks for joining.
Hey, I apologize, I'm a little bit late. I had another meeting, but I'm super happy to be here and be able to join at least for the last part.
Yeah, I was just actually gonna ask Mark to, I don't know, I kind of want to see what Mark looks like but he's only on audio, but Mark Fashevsky, we're shipping a container for him and we're picking it up like right at this moment, actually. The trucker just went into detention apparently, so I saw a note, but I'm glad to see you on the call, and there you are. Hi, nice to see you in person, but
Hey, Mark.
You're on mute. He's trying to unmute himself, I think, hopefully.
There we go.
There we go. But if you wouldn't mind talking a little bit about yourself and introducing yourself, this would be a great kind of coming full circle on kind of what we're trying to do. No, it's not working. Darn. Okay. Everybody can see Mark there.
Hi, Mark.
He's trying. Darn. Okay. If you want to hang up and try and call in again, see if it works.
Or you can put your website in the chat too.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. But yeah, there's an organization in Cleveland, Ohio that we're picking up a product and material for, and Mark's on the receiving end of it in Eastern Europe. And he had contacted us originally for a different container that they had covered, and then struggled back and said, oh, can you hear us? Can you talk now? No, okay. It doesn't look like it's on mute, but anyway, he came back and said, if the offer's still there, could you assist with helping with this container? And we were able to get it all scheduled, and just the timing worked out that this morning we were actually picking up the product, and some people from our team, Nicole, who else is on here? Pepe, Victoria, Valeria, all the ones in our team at Vector have been kind of working to help make this happen with HAPAG and Swan. So it's great to kind of come full circle. in this way. And I know Mark's probably frustrated that he can't talk yet, but we wanted to kind of call him out because was one of our vector sponsored containers for the month of April. It's just getting picked up today. And then I think we have some new faces on the call. Marina, is that how you say your name? Hi there. Welcome.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for invitation.
Yeah.
Christina, thank you for invitation. Small introduction. I'm Ukrainian, now located in Portugal, like temporary relocated person, and I'm procurement and purchasing and supply chain professionals. So I was introduced to Christy like in this role, and I want to help somehow with this knowledge, with connections to supply and to deliver to Ukraine help. I have some connections with Ukrainian funds, and my task to understand how I can be useful both for your team and for Ukrainian volunteers, soldiers, etc. I connected with the fund, the Ukrainian, the name Повернись живим, but in internet they have site Save Life in UA. So maybe you know this fund. Oksana should know this is one of the biggest, and they also started from Revolution of Dignity, and they supported our soldiers all these years. And now this fund is the most trusted among Ukrainians. So Ukrainians donated, and from abroad people donated a lot of money to the needs, mostly military needs, ammunition, and some medical needs as well. I know, and yes, I know the same information as Oksana, that unfortunately the need changing all the time, and cars and minivans destroyed and shooted and bombed, and we really buy, I mean, Ukraine buy a lot of cars and a lot of ammunition, because we need it all time for different soldiers, and after each day they disappeared or unfortunately cannot be used anymore. So we need to buy it, and to buy it. What I see among all volunteers, they collect all time money for ammunition and for all equipment for soldiers, including first aid kits, and including everything which is necessary to go to the hottest spot in eastern part of Ukraine. So that is why I am here. Thank you very much for invitation again. And now I'm listening today, try to understand how to manage with requests, for example, because I've got requests from my colleagues and from different volunteers, and try to understand how redirect them or how to send you and with whom to communicate.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. This is wonderful. Yeah. I feel like Enrique was about to say something. Maybe not. Oh, I thought he unmuted. Mark?
I just wanted to thank Marina and welcome her.
Yes, thank you, Enrique.
Mark, you're not on mute anymore. Were you able to get on so we could hear you by chance? No, okay. I'm hoping. I feel like intrusive because I can see like who's on mute and who's not. And I feel like I'm invading people's privacy by being like, you're not on mute. Are you going to say something? But I know that Mark, we wanted to give him an opportunity to talk a little, and maybe he can sort out some of his technical challenges there. But I see Kay is on the call too. I'm not sure. Kay has been very patient with us as the steamship lines and in Minnesota continue to push back the pickup of her product. But I don't know, Kay, if you want to say anything. You're actually on twice, and chime in. I know Lee was unable to make it this week, but he said he would be here next week. And if you're talking, you're on mute. Maybe she's not ready.
Are you talking to me, Maureen?
No, Kay,
Okay.
sorry, she's right
That's what
under
I
you.
thought. I just wanted to make sure. I'm on my phone, so there's only like 4 people.
Yeah, no, I think so. Kay Net, she's on, we're working with her organization and helping get a container over to a church in Ukraine via Poland. And it's going to be on the same vessel as the donated material from Matter's first container of donated product that's going to EO Poland. So we've had some delays with the steamship line. So, but they're both on the same vessel, and they've seen that things keep getting delayed. So they're being patient with the pickup at 2 different places. So I just wanted to give Kay an opportunity to talk. And especially Katie, if you want to say anything, because you and Chris have been on the call every week, and it's been wonderful to see your guys' faces and your continual support of everything. As I've passed your Excel spreadsheet literally all over the world, it's really great to see you guys on here. And I think for those who are new, if you wouldn't mind just saying a little bit about what Matter does, that would be great for an overall awareness.
Yeah, I'll give a quick overview. So my name is Katie, and I work for a medical nonprofit called Matter. We do a bunch of stuff. We do like healthy eating and agriculture and education all over the world, mainly in Africa. So our hospital and clinic program that I run, we typically do large container projects to help equip hospitals. Like I said, typically in Africa, some in Cuba, places like this. We don't typically do a lot of relief like this, but just happened to be that we have an excess, almost unlimited amount of these mixed medical pallets available. And it seems to be exactly the kind of items that people have been requesting for Ukraine. So like Maureen said, we have a lot of those available. We don't have the manpower or the employees to sort through them. So they are called mixed medical. We can give a list of what typically is found in them, but we can't get really granular as to what specific items are in there. They have a lot of value of them. We value them somewhere around $42,000 per pallet. We do, like I said, we have a plethora of them if anybody needs them. We also can do more specific items. So we have a lot of good connections in the market of procuring things. If people need ultrasounds, x-rays, EKGs, or even more specific supply related things, we can do that as well. So we kind of do have 2 options of availability to how we can help.
Katie, that reminds me, somebody emailed me this morning, and I will circle back with you about a specific need. And it might be something that you guys might be able to procure or ask. Yeah. And I will email, it came right in before the call, and they couldn't join today. So I will ask you, I was going to ask you and some of the other groups that had access to medical supplies to see if there was any way that you could put us in touch with someone who might have access to it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I know medicines are, the topic today. That seems to be a lot of what is needed. And off the top of my head, I don't know of companies that have reached out to us to donate specifically medicines. We've really been fortunate with the medical supplies aspect, but we can certainly put that as a specific need. And I think it was on there last week as well when we send out our recap. So feel free when you get the recap with the link and everything and the link for next week to forward it out to your contacts, because again, we have Evelyn on the call here who goes to the dentist and goes to the grocery store and is always giving out our info and sharing it like our cause with people. And that is how, the word of this gets spread. And for anybody that was on the Supply Chain Now call yesterday, we had a completely different audience, but I think we got some good, advertisement in the way of this call and awareness as to what we're doing. And I had about 5 or 7 people email me and say, I can't attend the meeting this week at this time, but please keep me informed for next week. And so I'm just going to take my email that I sent them with the link and just kind of reply all and send it again for next week. And then it's an easy way to share kind of the word of what we're doing, and hopefully have more contacts and resources and awareness of this. So I think we're kind of coming to a close for today.
Maureen, I think Lisa just joined. I don't know if she already spoke, maybe.
She did, yeah, she was at the beginning. Yeah, it's fine, but you guys can say hi.
Hi, Lisa.
But yeah, she and I are going to talk again after the call. She's in video. You can see her bookstore library behind her. But
We'll get you on.
yeah, see.
Hey there.
Yeah.
There you are. Sorry.
She was an overachiever. She was on like 5 minutes early, so I got on to make sure.
I just had a lot of coffee this morning.
Yeah, no, I got on to make sure, like, of course, I'm logging on in Zooms, like I'm updating and I'm like, no, not right now, I'm going to be late. And then Lisa was already on and Louisa from our team was already on too. So she gave a little bit of a background on her organization as well. So we're going to circle back after the call.
Maureen, quick comment, mostly to Evelyn, and what you were talking about a little bit about raising awareness and just everyone being involved, and of course, support for this and support for the Ukraine and the refugees has been overwhelming. And so completely different story, but yesterday my son had like a string concert. My son's 14, and so I went to see him play, and as a surprise to the whole audience, they played the Ukrainian national anthem, and everyone was standing up. So they made everyone stand up and they started playing it, and it was really, really touchy. So it was great. So no, we have a support of everyone, or a lot of people here in the US and everyone else. I'll send you, I thought of you, Evelyn, immediately. So I took a video because I usually just kind of sit and enjoy without the videos, but I'm like, no, I gotta share this with you, and I'll share it with everyone else that's interested. But that was pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah.
Thank you. I learned last evening that there is a physician at Northeast Georgia Medical Center in Brazelton who's from Ukraine. And there's also a family who is just resettled in Winder, and they've already found the gentleman a job. And I'm going to see what inroads might happen from there. I can make it.
Oh, I think maybe Mark can now speak. Maybe.
Are you there, Mark?
Yes.
Yay, good job.
Man, it took me a while. I mean, like I was trying to get it via my desktop, but just like no luck. So
No worries. We wanted to hear your voice, see your face, let you talk for a minute as we're closing down here. So, the floor is yours.
well, guys, it's good to meet you. I mean, I didn't know that you were so much involved. I mean, I just was, I was thinking that like you were sort of doing a bit of logistics, but you are very impressive. I'm gobsmacked.
Good. Would you mind telling us a little bit about your organization or how you kind of fit into this picture? I know I asked over email when Mark had emailed me and said, hey, we want to take advantage. Is the container still available, for Vector to sponsor? And I'm like, yes. But I was like, who are you and where? Like I said yes first, and then I had to circle back and be like, where do you fit into this picture? Who, just to have like an understanding of, am I emailing all the right people on the email chain to get this moving?
Right. Yeah, sure.
But I want to let you give all those answers to the group here, not me speak for
Well,
you.
yeah, sure, definitely. I represent a charity in Moldova. It is called Heart for Orphans. So we were doing mainly work with the children in institutional care that we were seeking to place into foster care. That was our sort of focus. But with the war in Ukraine, I mean, I'm a native Ukrainian, born in Ukraine, but I'm living in Moldova. So that all my relatives, immediate and distant, they're all in Ukraine, in Odessa, in Dnipro, some of these places. So I have some of the people that I knew who were in Ukraine and they fled to Poland. And I told them, while you're in Poland, why don't you helped me to start some relief program because I have all these sort of connections. I know people in the US, I have people in the UK, in Europe, in Hong Kong, and we can connect and run a very impactful and meaningful program. So we were able to register a foundation there. Actually, there was a foundation that was idle, so we were able to take it up. And then we started to receive containers. And we are giving away the stuff to the refugees in Poland, and we are trying to ship some of the shipments into Ukraine from Poland. So that's what we are doing in a
So
nutshell.
Mark, the organization that you're working with, the church that we're picking up from, like today or this week, how did you make connection with them? Because that was prior to this initiative and these calls. So how did you guys?
Man, I mean, I knew them like long time ago.
Yeah,
I
okay.
met them in 1992.
Okay.
So they were doing some missionary work in Moldova, and this is how I met them.
Okay.
A long time ago. But my contact was Souls for Souls. I think Buddy Teaser, he introduced me to you, and this is how the connection came about.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm
You
glad
remember that, don't you?
Yeah, I'm glad to see you, and I'm glad you joined, and would love for you to join every week and just kind of continue to share with us what you're seeing and the progress on your end and what needs you see.
Oh, definitely,
Yeah. This is wonderful.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and I have some products like we are working a lot with Ecolab in Europe, in Belgium, so we get a lot of these products to our Polish warehouse, and we are happy to share with people in Ukraine. So yeah, it'd be good to connect with some of the folks that you're working with that need these type of things.
Yeah, and we Dan from the WCA, he's not on this week. He was traveling, but he is doing a lot of shipment of goods, like humanitarian aid within Europe. He's based in the UK. So if you have needs in that area, we can connect you because he has some funds, but he also has representatives in all the European countries that are working on logistics and trucking and getting goods across borders and helping with clearance and procurement. So certainly if I can share his info with you offline, or he might be on the call next week as well. But we've just been able to spread the awareness and see who has what and try and connect everybody to get things from A to B and help out. So
yeah, sounds good. Yes.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for the invite. I mean, I appreciate it. I mean, I honestly was like out of the blue for me.
Oh wow, good. Unless, does anybody have anything else they want to say or contribute or mention for today? I don't know if Enrique wants to have any closing words. He's good at.
I have a question. So how you communicate with each other? So do you have some groups in WhatsApp, or I don't know how it works?
So we don't, every week there's a different attendee list. It's whoever signs up. So the main way is to join us each week, and you can find that link when you get the recap from today. There'll be the link for next week on there. But then if you have any specific questions, or you say, oh, I really would like to be connected to Katie at Matter, you can email us at ukraine@vectorgl.com. And then we can do some of that connection, or you can say, hey, I have this question. Can you put me in touch with somebody? Or I might say, I'm not really familiar with that, but let me look around. We haven't created a specific group because our attendee list varies so widely each week. And we didn't want to create a distribution list that was getting larger and larger. And then some people like click unsubscribe or start to dismiss it because they maybe just joined for 1 week and then felt as though their needs or interests didn't match up. And so that's why we're being very active on our website, in our LinkedIn accounts, and then those within our teams to share that info to connect with us. But that's really the best way. That's more personalized specifically.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Moni, Christy, Enrique, anybody from our team? No?
Nothing else on my side. Thanks guys for taking the time to be here and to help.
Yeah, great. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We're gonna do this again next week at the same time. And again, if I've said I'm gonna follow up with you and I don't follow up by the end of the day, please reach out to me. I have a list here. But if there's any sort of questions or other things that or ideas that pop up after the fact, you can definitely email us at ukraine@vectorgl.com, and that goes to a small group of us. And then we are kind of, if we don't have the answer right away, then we'll try and get it for you and put you in touch with the person who can get that for you.
Yes,
So,
I want to tell thank you so much for helping us. I'm impressed how many people help us all over the world. Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Enrique, Christy, anybody?
Good.
No, we're
Amazing.
all inspired by what you guys are doing and the example that you're setting. So we're with you. The least we can do is to help out. So we want to continue shipping containers. So if you know of anyone that wants them and needs them, either in the Ukraine or around the through the email that Maureen just mentioned, and we'll be happy to help. And it's been a pleasure getting to know you individually as well, right? So so we're looking forward to continue building this good friendships and fighting together for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday. It's going to be bedtime for Mark over there, but the rest of us on the East Coast, it's more lunchtime. So have a great week, and hopefully we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
So, guys,
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank you
good
very
week.
much, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Great conversation. Thank you.